Today, let's talk about the Liberty City Preservation Project, an incredible GTA 5 mod that brought GTA 4's Liberty City map into the new-gen engine. Picture this: enhanced visuals, a living, breathing city with pedestrians, cars, a revamped police system, and iconic vehicles. It was a dream come true for fans. But guess what? Rockstar killed it within days. Yep, faster than you could load into an online lobby, it was gone, leaving the community furious. Then, barely a breath later, Rockstar went after another fan project, GTA Vice City Next Gen Edition, a jaw-dropping remake of Vice City in GTA 4's engine. This wasn't just a map port. This mod had everything: vehicles, systems, and even fully recreated campaign missions and cutscenes. Imagine playing Vice City's legendary story with GTA 4's mechanics. It was shaping up to be a masterpiece, until Rockstar shut that down too. But here's where it gets wild. Unlike the Liberty City modders who backed down, the Russian team behind the Vice City mod fought back. And oh boy, did they fight dirty. Instead of disappearing, they leaked the entire project online. And just to spite Rockstar, they bundled it with a pirated copy of GTA 4 and released it for free. The result? Absolute chaos. The mod spread like wildfire, and Rockstar's attempt to stop it completely backfired. Instead of shutting down the project, they unintentionally gave it even more publicity. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Before we dive headfirst into the chaos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and become part of the Waz Up Nerd Insider family. We're here to bring you everything you love, whether it's the hottest gaming news, the latest anime releases, must-see TV series, or everything in between. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the content that matters most to you, and you'll stay up to date with all the exciting worlds you're passionate about. Let's get into it. Meanwhile, Hogwarts Legacy just outplayed Rockstar. While Rockstar was busy waging war against modders, another studio took the complete opposite approach. Instead of fighting their community, they embraced them, and gamers couldn't be happier. Hogwarts Legacy just made a move that could redefine how studios handle modding. On January 27th, out of nowhere, Avalanche Studios and Portkey Games announced a free update, and it's exactly what fans have been waiting for. Developers isn't just a win for modders, it's a win for everyone. By giving players the tools to create new content, they're ensuring the game stays alive for years to come. More mods mean more replayability, which means more players talking about the game, which means more sales. It's the perfect strategy. And here's where Hogwarts Legacy stands out from the crowd. The modding system is completely free. There's no paid mod store or microtransactions. In an era where many games seem to be increasingly monetized, this commitment to keeping mods free is a breath of fresh air. It's a clear sign that the developers understand that modding isn't about squeezing extra dollars from players. It's about fostering a thriving community of creators who feel empowered to enhance the game. Of course, there's always the issue of modders who place their creations behind paywalls, often through platforms like Patreon. But that's a separate discussion. The key point here is that Avalanche Studios is offering modding support as a core feature of the game, with no strings attached. No paid content, no Creation Club nonsense, just the pure, unadulterated freedom for players to create, share, and enjoy. This approach doesn't just benefit modders, it benefits the entire community. More content means more reasons to keep playing, more discussions in online communities, and ultimately, more players coming back for new experiences. It's the kind of ecosystem that breeds loyalty and excitement, a far cry from the frustrating top-down control seen at companies like Rockstar. When we look at studios that understand the value of modding, the examples are clear. CD Projekt Red and Bethesda are at the forefront of this movement. They've long recognized the power of mods to keep their games alive and thriving long after release. It's not just about having a game that's fun to play at launch. It's about creating a lasting legacy that invites players to continuously engage with the world you've built. CD Projekt Red is a perfect example of this forward thinking. They've given modders the freedom to explore the vast worlds of The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. These modding communities have added new quests, alternative storylines, and countless quality-of-life improvements. Fans have even created entirely new mechanics, from complex combat systems to detailed NPC interactions. CD Projekt Red's acknowledgement of mods as a tool for creative expression and game enhancement has only cemented their fanbase's loyalty. Then there's Bethesda. Modding has been the lifeblood of their games, and it's been a major reason why titles like Skyrim and Fallout 4 are still talked about nearly a decade after their release. The Skyrim modding community, in particular, has birthed some of the most impressive mods ever made. Visual upgrades, story extensions, and full-length mods that make the game feel like a brand new experience. Bethesda's decision to officially support modding has made their games endlessly replayable. They've even gone as far as to allow modders to create and sell their content via the Creation Club, although that system was met with mixed reactions due to its microtransaction model. Regardless, it's a sign of how committed they are to supporting their modding community. In stark contrast, we have Rockstar and Nintendo, two giants who seem to view modding with suspicion and hostility. Rockstar, despite the immense popularity of their games like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, has taken a harsh stance against mods. Instead of embracing the creativity of modders, they've repeatedly shut down fan projects that extend or enhance their games. The Liberty City Preservation Project and GTA Vice City Next Gen Edition are prime examples of Rockstar's refusal to let players tinker with their creations. And while Rockstar's pursuit of legal action against these projects might be seen as a way to protect intellectual property, it's also a massive missed opportunity. By alienating their community of passionate fans, they risk turning away future players who want more than just the base game. They want an evolving experience that feels alive. Nintendo has been similarly restrictive with modding. While their games, like The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Super Mario Odyssey, are beloved and rich in content, their draconian approach to fan creations, particularly mods and fan games, has led to widespread frustration. Nintendo's tendency to issue takedown notices against fan-made projects is well documented. This is especially glaring when you consider how other developers have successfully fostered modding communities. Nintendo's reluctance to embrace modding feels like a refusal to adapt to the times, and in the long run, it might hurt their relevance in an ever-evolving gaming world. Now, let's turn to Hogwarts Legacy, where a fresh approach to modding is leading the way. The recent update from Avalanche Studios and Portkey Games has the potential to redefine how studios view fan creativity. As we saw with Skyrim and The Witcher 3, modding isn't just a side activity for passionate fans. It can be a core part of a game's ecosystem that keeps it relevant, fresh, and engaging for years to come. The possibilities for Hogwarts Legacy mods are endless. The core of the game's charm lies in its vast, magical world, which begs to be expanded. With the new modding platform, players now have the tools to do exactly that. Some mods have already introduced new missions, but what if modders could take the next step and create entirely new storylines or expand on existing lore? Imagine a whole new set of quests based on characters like Dumbledore, Harry Potter, or Severus Snape, even though the game takes place long before their births in the 1800s. This is where modding truly shines. It's not bound by official lore. It's about creativity, fun, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And that's the beauty of Hogwarts Legacy's modding update. The game provides a framework for players to craft content that not only enhances the experience, but also builds a unique, ever-changing world. The modding toolkit included in the update makes it easy for both seasoned modders and newcomers to add their own flair to the game. Whether it's new spells, potions, or completely reimagined characters, the ability to create and share content has the potential to extend the lifespan of the game for years. At the moment, the modding support is exclusive to PC, and that's a bit of a bummer for console players who would love to dive into the modding scene. However, if Avalanche Studios and Portkey Games play their cards right, there's no reason this couldn't make its way to consoles in the future. Bethesda did it with Skyrim and Fallout 4, and the result was a massive expansion in player engagement. If Hogwarts Legacy manages to bring modding to consoles, it could significantly boost the game's longevity and appeal. Imagine a world where console players can access mods in the same way PC players can, downloading and installing them with a click of a button, no technical know-how required. It could transform Hogwarts Legacy from a beloved game into an institution within the RPG genre. Players would be able to customize their experience in ways we can't even begin to imagine. It's hard not to draw comparisons to Rockstar's current stance on modding. While Hogwarts Legacy is embracing its community and empowering creators, Rockstar seems hell-bent on suppressing fan-driven innovation. By shutting down mod projects like Liberty City Preservation and GTA Vice City Next Gen Edition, they've not only alienated their most passionate fans, but also missed out on the opportunity to let their games live and breathe in new ways. The difference in approach is clear. Hogwarts Legacy is fostering a community of creators, while Rockstar is pushing them away. If Rockstar doesn't learn from the success of games like Hogwarts Legacy, they may find themselves on the losing end of the modding debate. After all, a game is only as good as the community that supports it. By disregarding the voices of their most dedicated fans, Rockstar risks losing relevance in an industry that's increasingly driven by player engagement and creativity. The larger takeaway here is that modding isn't just a niche activity for die-hard fans. It's a powerful tool for extending a game's lifecycle, keeping players engaged, and building a passionate, loyal community. When developers support modding, they're not just handing players a toolbox. They're creating an ecosystem where the game can evolve in ways they never imagined. It's not just about adding new content. It's about ensuring that the game continues to feel alive long after the initial launch. In contrast, when developers shut down modding or refuse to acknowledge its potential, they risk alienating the very people who are most invested in their games. Hogwarts Legacy has shown us the way forward, and Rockstar, along with other studios, would do well to take notice. What do you think? Will this move change the modding landscape forever? Drop a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to What's Up Nerd Insider for more gaming news, discussions, and deep dives.